goes well, this should be my last video. If not, I will make one more, but this should carry us to the end of the game. I've got a big sword. Neener, neener, neener. Guess what the sword does? Yep. Opens our idol doors. So we're gonna scream and see where Yorda is. She's up, up, up. Might recognize this next area. Well, you should recognize this next area, because we just went through that entire game to go right back where we started, boys and girls. That's right. We are officially back in the prison. See? Calling for Yorda to find that, oh, she's up here among some shadows. And sadly, Yorda has been turned to stone. I was very upset the first time I found that. And they play sad music while you have to kill all of these shadows. The shadows are not really a big threat to you. You just kind of have to make sure you get them all. All right, so what you actually see is that these prisons, or these little jail cells, actually start to glow. And you need to get all of them to glow. And in order to do that, you need to kill all the shadows. So most of them will come for you. A lot of them run from you because they see you have the hero's sword. Luckily, you can kill them in one hit because it's a sword that's pretty much infused with whatever kind of powers that these people have in this game. And that one will start to glow. And they'll fly in circles because they're Nimrods. There we are, right back at the beginning of the game. Isn't it fun to go through a whole game, only end up where you started? I guess like Lord of the Rings, it's not about the walking, it's about the quests, blah, 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 whatever. Usually the best thing to do is corner these guys, because while they're leaping in the air, it gives you a couple extra seconds to nail them. Okay, doing pretty well. Oh, we have one back up by Yorda. We'll get him probably last. Okay. Well, so far. Let's go get this Lurpy guy. Lurp, lurp, lurp. Lurp, Mr. Lurp. Come on. Okay. What are we doing? That one's gonna be a jerk. Make me work for him. Come on. So I don't know what the point of this is. I don't know if if this indicates that all of the people that have been held captive, like these are all old boys who've been born with horns, and they've all been held captive here, so the queen has basically made them like her shadow slaves, and these are like their ghosts or something. I'm not completely certain, but it's interesting to speculate. It's the one thing I do like about these games, is that they let you kind of figure it out for yourself. But these two are dancing over here. It's also kind of sad to consider how long this cycle has continued. Where are all of they? They're there. Most of them. Bothering stone version of Yorda. Oh. If they all just went up there, that would be really convenient. Of course, that would make it too easy. It's obnoxious. Stop moving around. Even if you just stand still, I mean, they'll take a couple steps towards you, then jump back, so there's no point in just standing there waiting for them to come to you, because they see your sword. How are we doing? Oh. It's best to stick to the single swings instead of mashing the square button, because it slows eco down. Now, the reason I think that these are like previous people they've held captive, especially I figure they're boys with horns, because that's the whole reason Eco's here. You'll figure out later. I don't want to ruin end of story for you. I'll show you what happens after the credits and all that. All right. That was a lot better than I thought it'd be. Got them all. Okay. We are heading up to the final boss. You can tell it's pretty final given the... All right. I remember the first time I played this game, I couldn't figure out what the hell to do, but it's really not that difficult if you know what you're doing. These pillars here are going to be very important while fighting her. You'll see shortly. Where are you, bitch? Guess she's not home. Guess I'll leave. Okay. And this sword is critical to hang on to. You will see why. It's paramount that you keep your sword with you at all times. Unfortunately, that doesn't work out that way. So once you have your sword, run up to her and smack her. Then what you need to do is go over here, because your sword's right here. Grab it again. Now, if this stuff that she's throwing at you hits you, you turn to stone and you die instantly. So. All you have to realize is that it goes on the right side of the room. That is your right when you're facing the screen. Your right once. And then it goes onto the left side of the room 3 times. So, the final time that it goes on the left side of the room, it's actually stuck in the wall. So, you see that I use these pillars a lot just because I like to be careful. It takes 4 hits to break her barrier. Okay. Now, when you hit her this last time, head towards the right pillar, because if you head towards the left, you're not going to have enough time to get your sword. Because she kind of turns it up a notch. Okay. And I stand usually right about here. I wait for her next one. And haul ass. That's why. Now, when I first did this, I died a lot. But... And as you can see, Yorda has turned into one of those shadow monsters, which is why I think that those spirits that attack you, or at least try to attack you when you come back to find Yorda, are former prisoners. Because when they turn to stone, eventually they become this. Now, if you've gotten the spiked mace, you'll be able to get the shining sword, which looks like kind of like a lightsaber, in the new game. Like a new game plus. You just do the same thing over again to get the same thing you did to get the mace, but instead it'll give you the shining sword. It's interesting because you see all the areas that you were in just crumbling. So I think what I'm going to do here, if you desperately want to watch the credits, I'll probably put a link to this video showing you the credits. But I'm actually going to skip ahead here to the scene, how that happens after the credits. So the next video will show you just like the secret, not a secret ending, but you know,